everyone, my name is Kadek Sintia Putri from 6A class. Today, I would like to explain to you about genre report text for 11th grade senior high school. Before that, I would like to show you a video that related about report text. This is the video. Please pay attention and watch it carefully. Okay, that's all about the video that related to our materials today is report text. Now, I would like to show you materials by using PowerPoint presentation. This is the PowerPoint. I will explain to you again about report text. Definition of report text. Report text is to present information about something, generally classify and describe factual information about people, animals, things, and phenomena. It generally describes the way things are concerning a range of natural and social phenomena in our environments, such as the planet, rocks, plants, countries, origins, cultures, transportation, and so on. Stated by Yunisa Rahmi 2004. Next is the generic structure of report text. There are two generic structure of report text. The first is general classification that tells about stating classification of general aspect of thing, animal, public place, plant, etc. Will be discussed in general. Description tell is what the phenomenon under the discussion in terms of parts, qualities, habits, or behaviors. Next is language features of report text. There are some language features of the report text. The first is using of general nouns, use of relating verb to describe features, some use of action verb when describing behavior, use of the timeless present tenses, use of technical term, use of paragraphs with the topic sentences to organize bundle of information. Next is the example of report text, this 11. And 11, I will read it for you. And 11 is the largest and strongest of all animals. It is strange looking animal, which it has thick legs, huge side and backs, large hanging ears, and small tail, little eyes, long white tusks, and above all. 11 has long nose, the trunk, and 11 is commonly seen in the zoo. It has heart found in the natural habitat. The trunk is the 11 particular features. This trunk has various usage. The 11 draw up water by its trunk and can squirt the water all over its body, like a shower bath. The 11th trunk also leaves a food dump into its mouth. Its fact, the trunk severs the 11 as a long arm and hands, and 11 looks very clumsy and heavy, and yet 11 can move very quickly. The 11th is a very intelligent animal. It is intelligence combined with its great strength makes an 11 are very useful servant to man. 11 can be trained to serve in the various ways, such as carry heavy load, hunt for teenagers, and even fight. And 11 is really a smart animal. That is the example of report text. Next, the generic structure of analysis. The generic structure is general classification. In 11 is the largest and strangest of all animals. And next is description. It is a strange looking animal which has thick leg, huge side and backs, large hanging ears, and a small tail, little eyes, and long white stretch. The trunk is the 11's peculiar feature. The 11 is very intelligent animal. Okay, that's all about the generic structure analysis of the text. Next, move to the report text in discovery-based learning. I will explain to you about definition of discovery learning. Discovery learning is a learning method that encourages students to ask questions and formulate their answer, and to deduce the general participle from example or practical experiences. Another definition claims as discovery learning is a learning where the main content of what must be learned is not given but must be found independently by student. Stage is Perianti 2018. Next is the discovery learning procedure. This is 6 procedure in discovery learning, that is stimulation, problem statement, data processing, verification, and generalization. The example of discovery-based learning, which is used for implementing the senior high school for 11th grade learning materials, the kind of the text issues is a report text about gorillas. This discovery-based learning, I focusing on reading skill. The genre is the report text and products of paper. Next is the following steps are used to create a paper report text in form of paper. The first is stimulation, to give an overview about the text gorillas. Next is problem statement. Identify the problem of the topic in form of hypothesis or temporary answer of the problem. Next is data collection. To give time to discovering the information that they need through their closed source. Data processing is to help the student gather and process the information they got from the internet or books. Next is the verification, to make students actively involved in the process of validating their hypothesis with their findings. Next is generalization, to train students in making a conclusion from the series of the hypothesis and discussion of that has been conducted. Okay, that's all about the explanation about report text and also report text in discovery learning. Okay, now I would like to show you a material that I already provided. This is the material. The material can I use is the text. The title is Gorillas. I will read it for you. Gorillas are the largest of all primitives. All male gorilla can be 118 centimeters tall and can be weighed 200 kilometers. Gorillas are very strong, but they do not often fight. In fact, they are peaceful animals. Gorillas live in small family group, about 50. In a group, there is one strong, older male, some young males, and a few females with their babies. They move slowly around a large area of jungle, eating leaves and bunch. In some ways, gorillas are very like humans. When they happy, they laugh and wave their arms. When they are angry, they beat their chests. When they are sad, they cry, but they cry quietly without any tears. Unfortunately, people hunt and kill gorillas. They also cut down and burn the tree. There are now only about 2,000, 10,000 gorillas left in the world. Okay, now I would like to give the student worksheet. This is the first worksheet. Please read the text carefully, then answer the following question below. That is the sum question, and also form of table is the hypothesis. The student only write down the hypothesis in this column. The student discovering information from the source that like book, online source, and etc. And student make a hypothesis about the sum question and then discovering the information through several sources. After they finish all of the table, the student, I will give the second worksheet is the text. The is the different kind of the text. Is the first text about Vanda, and then the last is about Bali Islands. I will read it for you. Panda are also known as the giant panda or panda bear, as a species of bear originated from central China. The most distinguishable things from them are the black and the white patterns of the body, and also the black fur encircling their eyes. They consume bamboo as their main diet, but they also eat other grasses, wild tubers, bird, rodents, honey, eggs, fish, orange, and banana occasionally. Panda have two legs and two hands, although they can stand on two feet, but most of the time they are just like any other birds who walk up both hands and legs. They have 5 fingers and a top or their paw. The top is a modified bones that help them to hold bamboo while eating. The fur around their belly is white, and while the fur around their chest, hand, leg, and ears are black. An adult panda can reach the size of 1.2 and 1.9 millimeters long from nose to tail. The tail is about 10 and 15 centimeters long. The body height of an adult panda can reach 16 to 19 centimeter their body weights to reach 260 kilograms. They can live up to 20 years in the wilds and about 30 years in capacity. They are solitary animal who has defined territory. Okay, that's all the first text about panda. Next, continue the second text, Bali Island. I will read it for you. It is the most famous island in Indonesia. It is an awesome place which holds spectacular combination of natural beauty and culture landscape. It is a beauty blends in harmony with friendly people. Here the culture continues to be preserved from of generation to generation. This island is called Bali. Bali is well known by many names, the Islands of God, Thousand Temple Islands, and the Islands of Paradise. People call Bali the Islands of Paradise is not without reason. Bali has outstanding natural beauty like a volcano that looks close and big, as well as the green fields, which give a sense of peace and tranquility as well as the grains of Balinese. Beach sands and the beauty of the sea which are so mesmerizing. Bali also has dramatic dance, their first customary ceremonies, the best traditional culinary, as well as the beautiful and wholesome art and craft. This exotic island has many interesting things to offer, ranging from spiritual life and traditional culinary to extraordinary experience, such as uh, surfing, diving, and jungle trekking, which challenging your incourse. That is why Bali is nominated as the world's best island in 2009 by Travel and Leisure magazine and as the second best of travel in 2010 by Lonely Planet. Okay, that's all the two different type of text. Next, I will give the student another worksheet. This is the worksheet. Name, date, reading report, text-to-text connection. The instruction is read independently, then think about how the text different and connects to text above you have read and write it down. The text one is panda. The text second text is Bali Island. The student only needs to only finding the discovery information about the previous text and write down some information how the text are differently. You can write down this, and the student also write down this text are different because the student need to reason why the text is different from the text panda and Bali Islands. This case, uh, I will give the student 5 minutes to finish their two worksheets that I given, and student can discover information through several sources and also um, read the previous text. Next is that is the results of the paper. Please read the text carefully and then answer the following question below. The question and then the hypothesis that the results that I conducted with the student with generalization. How the hypothesis correct or not, it is the result of paper. Like how tall gorillas be. The hypothesis, the correct hypothesis is one 118 centimeters. And how much can they weigh? 2000 kilogram. And then gorillas like fighting. The hypothesis is no, gorillas are very strong, but they do not often fight. In fact, they are faithful animals. Next, where do you live? Gorillas live in small family groups. And do gorillas usually live alone? No. Usually, gorillas live in small family groups. And what they eat? Eating leaves and bones. What do gorillas do when they are happy, sad, and angry? When they are happy, they love and wave their arm. When they are hungry, they beat their kids. And when they are sad, they cry, but they are crying quietly without any tears. The last but not least, how many gorillas are there live in the world? The hypothesis that we discussed is there are now only about 10,000 gorillas left in the world. After they finish the first worksheet and then moves to the second worksheet is the name of the student and date and reading reports, text-to-text connection, and the student will answer it like text 1, panda. Panda is animal giant panda or panda bear is a species of bear originated from the central China. They consume bamboo as their main diet, but they also eat other grasses, wild traps, bird, rodent, honey, eggs, fish, orange, and banana occasionally. The fur around their belly, legs, and ears are black. Next is the second text is Bali Island. You can make it sorted one to answer. Like Bali Island is a place, it is the most beautiful place in Indonesia. And this one, the reason why the texts are different because like the first text is tell about animal that is panda is a species of bear originated from the central China. They consume bamboo and their main diet of the also eat other grass, wild shrub and bird, rodent, honey, eggs, fish, orange, and banana. And the second text is Bali Island. Is the place. It is the most beautiful place in Indonesia. It is an awesome place which holds spectacular combination of natural beauty and cultural landscape. It's the beautiful blend harmony with friendly people. Here the culture continue to be perceived from generation to generation is called Bali. Okay, that's all about the result paper of the worksheet. From these results, I hope students to understand the learning materials about report text in discovery learning. Okay. Um, okay, that's all about learning today about report text in discovery learning. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.